Hello, darlings, and welcome to Digimon Gayest. We're on week 3 of our coverage of the Gayest episodes of Digimon, and this week we're talking a little bit about our little guy Miyako and her adventures in girls. I'm Emery. My pronouns are he, she, they.
I'm Morg. My pronouns are they, them.
I'm Elvire. My pronouns are she, they. And we've got a guest today.
Hi there, I'm Teddy. My pronouns are he, him.
Yeah, good to have you. Teddy's been running the weekly Digimondays on our Discord, the little fun get-togethers where we all watch some Digimon together. We've been making our way through Tamers, and it's been a blast.
It's been fun. It's been my excuse to watch Digimon Tamers with friends.
I am crying in European, you have no idea.
We're sorry that you live in a terrible time zone.
I truly do live in the worst of times.
The worst of times. I mean, maybe we're at the wrong.
No, we're objectively correct.
We're in the best of times. LVA's in the worst of times.
Time was a mistake. We should have never started time.
Time is a mistake.
We should have just been fine with it being 2 a.m. in one place and it being bright and it being dark in others.
Yeah.
Just time.
That is exactly right.
It's the same.
This is all Clockmon's fault, and the next time I see him, I will try to punch him.
All right, Teddy, since you're a new guest here, why don't you tell us about your history with Digimon?
All right. Well, when it comes to Digimon, I remember it kind of being around when I was a kid. I caught a few episodes, I think, on TV, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I just didn't watch Digimon regularly. I think I had a few of, like, the toys, like the little, it was like a plastic... It wasn't an actual Digimon V-Pet, but it was I think it was like a Digivice looking thing that you could put a crest into or something. I think I had one of those. And I also remember I had the game Digimon World 3 on the PlayStation, but I was a stupid child and could never actually get anywhere in it. So it was just completely impenetrable to me compared to Pokemon. But,
listen, that's how world games be, kind of. I mean, I tried playing Next Order a couple years ago, and I could not make headway.
Digimon video games are just impenetrable sometimes for some reason.
Truly.
Digimon Evolution is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
I love to play them even though they're hard. I just like to look at little guys.
God,
yeah, damn. Little guys are the best.
They really are. I think a year or two ago, I tried to get back into watching Digimon. I tried to watch a bunch of Tamers. I got halfway through and then got distracted by something else. But I've been on a Digimon kick lately because while listening to the Sonic Shuffle, I heard about Digimon Ghost Gaze and I was like, oh, hey, cool. I want to listen to that podcast. So I'm going to watch Digimon Ghost Game. There's not too much of it. And I did. And I'm on a Digimon kick.
I didn't realize you came in through Sonic Shuffle somehow.
I did.
I knew you were a Sonic fan, but I didn't realize the Sonic Shuffle was the first one. So I'm like, oh!
I think and the first of Sonic Shuffle I heard was your episode on the Snap Cube Sonic Adventure 2 dub. So it was so good.
I love that though. It's so funny that's my first adult exposure to Sonic 2 is that because I played it as a kid, but
and I guess now it's also Devin's first exposure to Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes. Speaking of Adventure 2, we're talking about a different Adventure 2 today.
Damn.
That was a good segue. Holy shit.
All right, so yeah, let's get into our first recap. This is for Digimon Adventure 2, Episode 6. So, we open the episode with a plane touching down, and who could be on it but Mimi Tachikawa? So, we see her for a second. The regular gang of characters is getting ready to go on a picnic in the digital world together. They cartoon sneak into the elementary school to open a digital gate. But guess who else sneaks in? It's Mimi, who we mentioned earlier.
And we get like a little splash screen as if she's a Digimon enemy, which was great.
They do those for like all the characters now. They just said fuck it. Everyone freaks out about being caught in the act of doing Digimon hijinks, except Takeru and Takari, who recognize their fellow chosen child.
Also their fellow felon. They did crimes.
Yes.
So true.
Miyako enthusiastically invites Mimi along, and she agrees. The kids explain the whole sitch about the Kaiser and the Dark Towers to Mimi, who's like, damn, a picnic in the digital world? Kids these days. Miyako offers Mimi a tuna mayo onigiri, and Mimi immediately falls in love with her.
Relatable.
Armadimon is a huge dumbass and overhand throws a Kanpyomaki roll to Hawkmon instead of passing it normally.
By the way, that Tuno Mayo roll, in the English dub, for some reason, they turned it into a chocolate-covered rice ball.
Let's go.
Wow.
Thanks, Dubs.
Thanks,
Good job.
That's not even for kids. That's just like, I don't even remember who dubbed
It was Fox. Like,
Yeah.
It's Saban did the dubs for Digimon.
Yeah.
Good shit. We love our jelly donuts.
We love them. The shot goes wide, and Miyako and Hawkmon go running after it. Mimi goes to follow them and somehow falls into a fucking pit trap. Miyako and Hawkmon find her, but it seems that they've wandered into Dark Tower territory, because this episode has no sense of spatial reasoning or object permanence. Mimi's old pals from Season 1, Samotamamon and Gekkomon, are being mind-controlled. They get chased around and have a dramatic moment where Mimi trips and tells Miyako to go on without her. These kids have known each other for 5 minutes. Mimi is already making a noble sacrifice to protect her beloved Kohai. Just then, some familiar vines snatch the kids out of the path of the stampeding amphibians. It's Palmon! She and Mimi have a tearful reunion. Palmon says that she knew her partner would return to save her in the forest from the Kaiser's control, and then it gets suddenly awkward when Mimi lets slip that they're just here to picnic. I left a space here like I was supposed to put a sentence in, but I just fucking didn't, so okay. Use your imagination to fill in what might have gone there.
Palmon mad. Palbod Angie.
Palmon's mad. It's like, what? You mean this isn't a lesbian episode because of you and I? What? Huh?
Anyway, so the Kaiser's just having fun on his Golden Week break, just terrorizing some kids. He's pretty hilarious. He orders a couple of funny Gokimon who love being brothers and best friends to throw trash at Miyako and Mimi. It seems harmless until a big comedy piano almost hits them. So hey, you know when you're running away from some monsters and then you get distracted because you're imagining you and your senpai in big flowing Utena dresses, gazing dreamily at each other with big sparkling shoujo eyes? Miyako sure does.
Literally.
The weird thing is that this is left in the dub.
Incredible.
And she's like, oh, you're so beautiful, Mimi. Oh, you're so beautiful too, Yole. And we live in a beautiful house with beautiful furniture and beautiful clothes.
Incredible.
Just girly things.
Just girly things.
That's
Gal
called
pals.
being a gal pal. It's normal.
Hawkmon says, "What are you doing? This is no time for your homosexual fantasies." Then he evolves into Wholesomeon and fights the roaches. Mimi comments on how cool Miyako looks, into parentheses, romantic. Miyako tricks the Gokimon into destroying the Dark Tower, and this allows Palmon to evolve into Togemon. The two evolved Digimon finish off their opponents and bring the tower completely down. Ken complains that this is the worst Golden Week ever because his plans to murder children didn't pan out.
This is
funny.
The worst day in 3 years.
He's going home to sulk in his room.
He literally is. He's like, I'm leaving. Fuck you.
I'm going away. Don't follow me. I'm distressed.
I'm gonna go listen to my music to calm down.
Yeah.
These bitches gay, good for them. These bitches destroying my control tower, bad for me. I'm going home.
I would support lesbians if they would just stop destroying my dark towers.
Now that their evil rings are broken, the Gokemon are mean to each other now, and they have a comedy fight. Togemon vows to protect the forest from now on, and the kids all part ways, with Miyako and Mimi doing Miyako's catchphrase of bingo at each other, in parentheses, romantic.
Bingo.
Also, I find it really funny that Miyako and Mimi are like, maybe the Gokemon were better off when they had the dark rings on them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is just brother things. That's fine. They're just trying to destroy
this
each
is his
other.
family.
It's fine.
It's just fine. It's okay.
It's normal.
It's normal.
This was a pretty fun episode. It was just silly.
I forgot how funny Adventure 2 was. It's just like goofy.
I like the joke of the Gokemon attack being called like miracle dust, and then it's just them throwing garbage.
They just shat out garbage. They're literally just like opening their wings up and I'm like, what is happening? What is this called in the dub? I don't remember.
In the dub, they call it a garbage dump, and they call it just throwing garbage dump, and they call dropping the large stuff a yard sale bomb.
Okay.
It just isn't a joke. It's just, haha, funny, gross cockroaches.
Yeah.
Yard sale bomb is a pretty good, that's a pretty good goof, though. I gotta give it to him there.
I'm gonna change my name.
Also, for some reason in the dub, the Gokemon are consistently, argumentative and competitive with each other instead of super cooperative with the Dark Rings on and arguing with them off.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they were cooperative.
Darn, I guess it's not comedy enough if they're getting along.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I really do love Ken in this episode. He only has 10 seconds on screen, but he's really funny.
The Digimon Kaiser is just really funny in general. I've been slowly making my way through O2, and it is a delight. I did reach the soccer episode, which is great. I was a little bit sad that the original didn't have nice friends you got there, Davis. But, sometimes the dub was right, I guess. Sometimes the dub was right to change things.
Nice friends you got there, Davis.
I like how they panned up towards him to make him seem tall, but Ken is not a tall character. No matter what they try, he looks like a little boy.
He's 10.
He's 10 years old.
He's just a little guy.
They try so hard to make him look tall and intimidating, and it's like, no.
He's such an angry little 10-year-old.
This is the most emo kid I've ever seen, and I feel like I should put him in a room with some emo music.
He just has funny spiky hair.
God, this episode was really just he's evil and is trying to kill the other kids. Also, he's still 10. Also, he's mad that his Golden Week plans didn't go how he wanted them to.
Also, Wormmon is the perfect Digimon partner for an emo kid.
I love Wormmon so much. I'm so mad about the figurine I couldn't buy.
I love Wormmon.
Yeah, Elvira wanted a funny little Wormmon.
Did
of their own.
Yeah, a few years ago they came out with a Wormmon plush that looked really good, and I really wanted it, but it cost like 11,000 yen or something. It was really expensive.
Oh, that's
So I was like,
Also, another thing that struck me about O2 is that the evolution theme is so pretty.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it actually sounds nice, and it's not just like Digimon. Digimon.
Don't worry, in the dub it's still
I know,
Digimon.
that's what I know. That's what I knew before these Gayest episodes. I was like, oh. It's actually like da 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 da.
Yeah, just in general, the music in the subs is like so much better than in the dubs. And yeah, the evolution themes are all like bangers.
And O2 starts so gentle.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice.
Just a calm evolution, you know. Until you have to like fucking kick ass with it, I guess.
And like this isn't the first time Miyako is gay in Digimon Adventure 02.
Yeah.
As early as episode 2, she's like holding the Digimental of, I think it's Love, along with Sora. And Sora's giving her a pep talk, and Miyako's just distracted by her internal monologue of, Sora's hands are so warm. And I'm just sitting here like, it's a bisexual awakening for Miyako, I guess.
Yeah, she really is just like having crushes on like 40% of the people she meets. It's sure is something.
I'm proud of her.
O2 is just Miyako having one long bisexual awakening. Also Daisuke and Ken.
Right, yes.
They have their own thing going on. They're trying. They'll get there someday.
Yeah.
Although I was like, in our second episode, I was like, no, Daisuke, you're already with Ken. Stop.
Yeah.
He can have little a bisexual.
True.
He has 2 hands.
Exactly. He has 2 hands. Ken has 2 hands.
He can have one of them slapped away.
We can all just stand in a circle. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, they can just form a circle.
Yeah, so I don't know that I have many more thoughts on this episode. It's just like that fucking Utena scene really just put it in there, huh?
I'm really wondering like what must have been in the character notes for Miyako was like bisexual in big letters and underlined several times or something.
I was like, damn, I haven't even seen Utena, and I like, you know, like you already know. You're like, wow, I know this picture, I know this vibe, I know that's gay as fuck, you know.
It's so textual.
I'm just like, can you just say like, I'm bisexual, just so nobody's like weird about it? Can you just be like, I'm Mayako. I'm bisexual.
Yeah, say you're bisexual without saying you're bisexual.
Oh, trust me, she does it in episode 31. Like, wow.
Do we want to get to 31? Because I have so many. My recap is so fucking long. There's so much going on in that episode.
There's a lot happening in this episode. I was like, this episode's half an hour and so much happens.
I'm so excited for your recap.
Episode 31 is like, what if we were LGBT and had trauma?
So true.
Yeah, let's get into it because my recap is over a page long. Feel free to cut in so it's not just me talking for like 5 uninterrupted minutes.
Sure.
Oh, Emery, you've given me a blessing. This is the first time anyone's ever told me in my life to feel free to cut in.
Please interrupt me.
I will try, but my cut-in is always going to come like 5 seconds late.
Your internet has a very funny
As if
sense of
on
timing.
cue. Yeah, as if on cue your internet was like, oh, okay.
It's like, fuck you.
I'm glad you think it's funny.
So right off the bat, this episode's title is Storm of Love, Sylphimon. Just want to make that note of that before we get into it.
Storm of Love.
So we start off with Black Wargreymon stomping through a forest, cheeks out, fully not appearing for the entire rest of the episode. Meanwhile, the kids are talking about how if they had even more one Jogress evolution on their team, they might stand a chance about the ultimate angst level Digimon. Damn, one more Jogress? Couldn't be me and Hikari, says Miyako.
We're too different.
Exactly. Hikari expresses some sadness over Black Wargreymon's perpetually angry and angsty MCR existence. This boy was born in a hot topic and never found his way out. So tragic. Miyako gets all ponderous out over how she's not sensitive and reserved like Hikari is. Miyako really be saying, I want to have depression too, over here. This is a secret tool that will help us later.
I want to have depression. It's okay, you have depression, it's just, it comes out differently.
Yeah.
Comes out very...
Me.
Yeah.
She has depression, she just primarily expresses manic symptoms.
Yeah.
She'll get to the depression, though.
Depression can be such a personal thing sometimes.
Yeah, it's different for everyone.
And in this episode, and especially in other episodes of O2, I'm just sitting here like... Actually, it's in this episode especially, I'm sitting here like, Miyako ADHD?
She really does.
She really do have ADHD.
She has a lot of rejection sensitivity in this episode, too.
I read her as bipolar as well. Just saying.
Ooh.
Oh god, the double nightmare of ADHD bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's a fun one, let me tell ya. So they go to the digital world, and they're all trotting through the forest, and Telmon realizes that this is where she lost her holy ring. If they can find it again, then Telmon will get a power-up, and no longer be the most useless adult-level Digimon on the team.
Rip.
Daisuke suggests that they all split up to look for it, and he says, hey Hikari, what if we buddied up to go look for the ring? It would be like a date, haha. I'm still performing heterosexuality for some reason, haha. Hikari says, actually I want to go with Miyako. Vimon, who is apparently completely immune to homoromantic subtext, says, don't worry Daisuke, I think you still got a chance with her.
And Daisuke shakes him twice. Yeah. They reuse the animation of him
In the English dub, they cut out Daisuke shaking Vimon for some reason.
Wow.
They include Vimon shouldering him and being like, haha, nice, smooth moves, and then you got a chance still. But they don't have Daisuke be shaking him. Very strange.
Rip.
Yeah, they just cut out whatever they feel like in the dub.
It's too violent in this show where they kick ass.
The thing is, there's violence later that they don't cut out, and I was like, oh, huh.
There's a violence quota, and that was just the limit.
Yo, yeah.
They could only include the important violence.
Anyway, Ken is also in this forest for some reason. Like, why? He didn't go there with the other kids? Also, Ken sees the dark ocean, a dark and twisted dimension of infinite bad vibes that only appears to goth bitches with depression. Hikari and Ken are goth bitches with depression. Hearing Ken's anguished screams, Hikari runs over to him, and the group unknowingly stumbles through a dark gateway. Miyako and Hawkmon catch sight of Daisuke and Vimon and try to catch the pair's attention, but oh no, they're stuck in a nebulous liminal world between normal and big sad. So they are invisible and incorporeal to the boys. Something bisexual visibility. They wander endlessly some more, and Miyako tries to bring up the mood, but fails to cut through the thick miasma of preteen self-pity. Eventually, they come across a big cliff. Miyako thinks she spots the holy ring a ways down.
They actually, to get to the cliff, though, Miyako thinks that Hikari is, making fun of her when she's, trying to make Ken feel better. And I'm like, how did you get that? And then I was like, no, I do the same shit. I do the same shit, but, buddy.
Miyako is so afraid of being rejected by her friends that she imagines statements as being, strikes towards her.
We went from the depression cave to the depression dimension, and we're about to go to the depression pit, I suppose. The ocean, right? Yeah.
The depression. This is nothing.
The depression.
Thank you. It was like, this is nothing, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
No, this is the best word.
So Miyako thinks she spots the holy ring a ways down, but Ken has some vague Kaiser memories of possessing the ring at one point. And hey, Ken, maybe you should mention that before your canonical future wife decides to try some amateur rock climbing.
I forgot they...
I did too.
Fuck me.
When I first learned that they end up together, I was like, really? And then I was like, they're both bisexual. It's fine. They both have two hands.
Very interesting, interesting end game there.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the O2 end game. And then they have children who for some reason have the same partner Digimon as they did, and I'm like, that's boring.
I forgot about that.
Give them different partner Digimon.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Give them different partner Digimon.
Yeah, the 02 epilogue really did get kind of Harry Potter with it.
It's non-canonical to me.
On the other hand, if trauma can be hereditary, then so can Digimon.
Then again, we just see them with the baby forms, so for all we know, the baby forms might not evolve into Wormmon and stuff. So
that is true.
Oh, but yeah, they fall because
yeah.
You have a flying Digimon, so of course you climb.
Yeah, Miyako...
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, you have a Digimon that flies, pal.
Miyako is impulsive and wanted to do something for her friend, so of course she wouldn't think about the easier, more direct solution.
Fair.
Yeah, Hawkmon literally says, hey, I could go get it. Then Miyako's like, no, I got this. So Miyako falls off the cliff. Where am I in my notes?
And Hikari catches her.
Hikari tries to catch her, but she and Ken are hit with a sudden depressive episode, and both girls fall into the abyss. They're okay.
Also, every time Ken clutches his head and screams while recalling traumatic experiences, I'm like, God, me.
God mood. Oh, God.
Yeah, what if that depression hits you and you have no choice but to scream to the heavens?
That's what it feels like.
I love how dramatically he's expressing his mental illness.
Honestly, good for him. It's better than bottling it up.
It's good. Yeah, we learn about bottling it up in a second.
Ugh.
So yeah, they're okay, if a little roughed up. Hawkmon and Tailmon are here too, but they can't evolve for some reason. Probably because we're in Depression World. Miyako understandably freaks out about the situation, and Hikari slaps her to snap her out of it.
And they left the slap in the dub.
Huh.
Yeah.
They leave the other slap in the dub.
Yes.
Okay.
It's so weird. They removed Daisuke shaking Vmon, but they left in the human-to-human slap.
Yeah.
No human on Digimon violence. Not allowed.
Yeah, the slappy one is the more replicable behavior. Seems like that's the one they'd go for.
It's so weird. Anyways, continue, please. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
Big slappy.
Hey, why do these kids have to slap each other before they can jogress? Whatever. It's whatever.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it, man.
Hikari and Miyako talk about their feelings some, and Hikari admits that she's jealous of Miyako's honesty and outspokenness, saying that maybe her...
Why doesn't she have the crust of honesty?
Why not? Saying that maybe her depression wouldn't be so bad if she could express herself like Miyako does. Hawkmon and Tailmon find a vine for the two to climb up, and everything is fine, except it's totally not. The Dark Ocean is back, baby, and only Hikari and Ken can see it. Miyako says, I want to see the ocean, I want to have depression too. She is pounding on the door of the Hot Topic saying, let me in. And guess what? It works. Great.
When you stare into the void.
I was like, why do you want to see this? And then I'm like, actually, you know what? I'm someone who's just like, damn, I don't want to be alone.
Yeah, she wants to see it because she wants to understand the pain of her crush.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's her crush? Both.
Exactly. Yes.
So it has the vibe of like Ken is in class. He takes out his depression. The teacher hears it and says, did you bring enough for everyone? Did you bring enough to share? And then everyone gets a little piece.
Bring enough to share with the class.
So true.
Oh, also, something that Emery left out of their summary is... Arcanimon and Mummymon are driving down the road like, yep, let's tail Blackboard Greymon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's shortly after this, it cuts to them. They're like, oh, hey, look, those idiots wandered into a, dark portal. They'd be really easy to kill right now. Too bad we have to chase Blackboard Greymon.
Damn.
And then bad bitch Arukenimon is like, okay, I'm gonna just use my hair and make a Mook take care of it for me, lol.
Yeah, she makes a baddie out of Dark Towers. It's Blossomon, and they're here to do violence. But that dumbass Blossomon had to go through a portal to get to the kids, and portal means that they have enough of a connection to the digital worlds to evolve again. So now they're fighting good, but oh boy, Hikari is knee-deep in that bummer pool. Miyako is there to slap her in the face and hold her hands and say that she'll save Hikari from the darkness. A romantic pink shoujo light shines down through the overcast sky, and Tailmon and Aquilamon Jogress evolve into the non-binary icon Sylphimon, who kicks Blossomon's ass.
And then the English dub, when the light comes down, Kari is like, light? And then fucking Yole is like, it's beautiful, just like you. And I'm like,
wow!
I thought they would tone this down. Wait, hold on. They did tone down the, if the void calls to you, I'll scream louder. If it swallowed you, I'll pull you out. Mm-hmm. They toned it down to just, I'll be there with you and we'll deal with it together. But still, they still had Yole be like, it's beautiful, just like you. And I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah, Miyako really did say that she would kick Hikari's depression's ass.
It's so romantic. That's the most romantic thing I've ever seen. If the void calls to you, I'll scream louder. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like that.
And then they have a non-binary child named Sylphimon.
Sylphimon is so non-binary. They have like fucking sexy bird legs and a buff Catboy torso, and damn,
they have a binder on.
Yeah, damn, they're looking real hot.
Honestly, I wish that were me. I wish that were me.
God, I wish that were me.
Emery and Elvia are pointing out Sylphimon and just saying gender and not elaborating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had one in my game that I played. Lovely. Just amazing.
Ooh.
Peak gender.
So good.
Hell yeah. An absolute icon.
I can't tell with, like, in the Japanese, like, what, like, they use to, like, speak and stuff, but I was, like, the subtitles use, like, he, and I just, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was like, I wonder.
Subtitles using he, and everyone's like, citation needed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, since the Jogress evolutions speak with, like, the voices of both component Digimon individually,
yeah.
I think I'm not sure, I wasn't, like, paying attention to this, but it might just be that Sylphimon is using both, like, masc and femme pronouns. Nice.
My brain produced the sentence, they plural, but also they singular.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, true.
Honestly amazing.
God. That's kind of me, though, because I'm just like, I'm non-binary, but, like, sometimes I'm like, he's okay. That's me. I'm just like Sylphimon me. You're a little skinny, but
And on that day, we were all Sylphimon.
they kick ass.
Hell yeah. So the episode ends with Miyako saying that she understands the emo kids a little better now, and Hikari says she won't go back to the Dark Ocean while staring fondly at her new Jogress partner.
While staring fondly at her new girlfriend.
The end.
So hey, what's gayer? Kissing your girlfriend or telling your bestie that if the void calls out to her, you'll scream louder?
Damn, so true.
It's just like how jogressing last time was gayer than anything.
That sentence is so good.
It's such a good sentence.
These children could have kissed each other for the entire runtime of the episode and it would have been less homosexual.
God, that's what we're saying about Daisuke and Ken as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole it from you guys.
02 is really just so fucking gay with it. It's really...
02 is just like, here's some bisexual kids.
Yeah. Whereas, like, the vibes are different with, like, Ken and Daisuke and then, like, Hikari and Miyako versus, like, Iori and Tikaru. Like, you can tell, like, the jogressing is different for them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is...
With Iori and Takaru, it's like, oh, buddies, friends.
They're buddies. But also probably because Iori's, like, Arrow Ace or something, so...
Yeah, like we have established, Iori is definitely a little Arrow Ace. I read Takeru as Arrow Ace as well. I know that's probably not...
They're QPPs.
Exactly.
If no one stops me, I read all of them as Arrow Ace.
God, so true.
I mean, I get, like, biromantic Ace vibes from Hikari. I don't know why.
That's valid.
I'm like, I just had can't everyone is bi because I'm bi, lol. So I get it.
We sure do love projecting.
We do. God. I was gonna say, I love Ghost games so much, but I wish it had more moments where I could just point at the screen and say, gay.
So true. Maybe in the future.
Maybe. Could be.
We don't have enough characters. That's what's wrong there.
I like the tight cast of 3 characters, but I also feel like, Ghost Game has, like, very little shipping stuff, which I think is kind of suitable given that it leans in on the horror aesthetic. But Adventure 02 has these characters interact so thoroughly. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I definitely really do like the 3-character cast just because it allows for like a lot more focused character development.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hero actually has a personality as opposed to Taish.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, the bigger cast of the earlier seasons definitely does have its advantages.
Yep.
I think O2 is kind of a really good size because Adventure was way too big. And then they added one at the end, or halfway through rather, but you know.
Yeah, whereas like
Why did they
O2 it's like bigger, but it's not like 8 or 9 or whatever kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see.
Yeah, although it does occasionally bring in like the Adventure 1 kids to do like a guest role, like we had with Mimi in the first episode.
They're just friends of the show, though. They're not there for the whole podcast.
Yeah, they feel. Yes, exactly. They're guest star. They're you, Teddy. Not that I would compare myself to an O2 character, probably. Maybe. I'd have to think about it.
I also think O2's characters are a tiny bit more static than Digimon Adventures. But I also think that O2 leans more into exploring the ways that the kids interact with each other. Mm-hmm. It's less in the heads of the individual kids.
Mm-hmm. True, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like each character in 02 like does have their own arc. It's just like maybe a little less foregrounded than in Adventure. Like, we've talked about Iori having his arc of, like, you know, learning to become, like, less sort of ideologically strict and just, like, becoming more, like, sort of flexible and forgiving and not being
learning to be more casual with it.
And like Miyako had kind of had like a mini arc this episode of like learning a little bit of empathy and dipping her toes in the depression water.
That reminds me, there was a bit in the episode in my notes where Miyako just could not stop talking. She got back up and she's like, oh, it's okay, I understand, you were like in your feelings. It's kind of like when you were the Digimon Kaiser and, you know, we're in our way a lot. Haha, oops. Oh, and by the way, down there, it was a dark ring. Haha, would you know anything about that? Haha.
Yeah.
And then she realizes, oh my god, I need to stop talking. And Hikari just starts laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, it's just like...
That was just another drop in the jar of Miyako ADHD.
Mm-hmm. She can't stop talking. And I'm like, wow, mood.
It was so relatable. We've all been there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, word vomit, great, sick.
Oh, a stressful moment. I'll just talk.
Yeah, it's a stressful moment. I better not let there be any silence through which anyone can misinterpret anything I'm doing or saying. The more I say and the more I explain, the less I will be misinterpreted.
Absolutely, yeah. If I simply say all the thoughts that are passing through my head, then no one will be mad at me.
I will be perfectly understood. Yes.
Yes. If I explain everything I'm thinking constantly and in the most awkward way possible, because I always lose my train of thought.
It's because it's because your train of thought switches tracks is more of the situation.
Yes, but
like this is related to this, which is related to that, which is related to those.
I'm like, oh, multi-track drifting, I see. And that's why whenever I talk to people that are diagnosed with ADHD, they're like, I think you have it. I'm like, maybe.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get a formal diagnosis, but I look at the symptoms and I'm like, maybe I should read about ADHD coping mechanisms. And then I do, and they help. So either way, you know, it's good to have the resources that help you cope with the symptoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, Miyako has, like, so many of these character traits that feel so true to life, but don't feel, like, very common in fiction. I really appreciate her for that.
Yeah.
I think it was around the episode with Miyako and Mimi that I was like, okay, I have to stan Miyako now.
Yeah.
And that's
good.
when Emery was, yeah, she is. And that's when Emery was like, yeah, we're covering this episode on, Ghost Gayest. Mm-hmm. And I was like, can I get on this? Because I'm a Miyako stan now.
Stan Miyako, stream Miyako, stream O2.
Stream O2. Stream breakup, O2's evolution theme.
My fan cam of Miyako.
Oh, I wish I had fan cam making skills. I would make a Miyako fan cam.
God.
Daughter, bestie.
So true.
Queen.
Yeah. Do we have any more thoughts on this episode then, or should we get into our protagonist rankings?
Just the same thoughts I've been having over and over and telling everyone about.
I'm good to go.
Yeah. God, they really did make 02 so fucking gay. Like, Adventure was a little bit gay, then 02 just, like, ramped it the fuck up.
And at first you think, oh boy, Daisuke is being heterosexual, but then you look at him and Ken and you're like,
Is he performing? Maybe. Probably a little bit.
All right, so let me open up my tier list.
We're into Frontier, so that's gonna be tricky for Emery here.
And for Teddy. I watched like 3 episodes of Frontier and I'm like, if it sucks, hit the bricks.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely want to like give most of the air in this bit because they've seen
Terrible memory, but like
they've seen more Frontier than me though.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Frontier is tough because it's like something I still saw it like pretty young, so like
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna probably still like piss someone off, you know.
Listen, we all we all know that we're gonna piss Austin off. That's just a given. I'm prepared for this.
We've accepted that.
I'm prepping my Google to look up pictures of each of these so I can at least rank them based on their designs.
Oh yeah, no, I included an image folder in that link. You should be able to find
thank God. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Because I haven't seen any of it. I'm the least Digimon person here.
First up, we've got Takuya, the main protagonisty boy from Frontier.
I like his design.
He does have a nice design. I like that he has a hat with his goggles. That was kind of like my thing that I was like, oh, they're still doing goggles with the Digimon like leaders. That's fun. But he's kind of so towards the end of the show, especially because it's a lot of like the first two images here, like those are like kind of the two main characters by the end of everything.
Yeah, they really take up all the airtime in like the second half of the series, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And I've heard the second half of the series is the part that's actually decent.
It is.
So, oof.
It's kind of like after they introduce like Koichi, it's kind of the Takuya and Koji show, and like
Yeah,
they're gay, and you know I always got to support that they're like together, and but I don't know, like I feel like he's kind of we go back from Tamers and come back to like kind of a Taichi Daisuke one. Like he's kind of a like a repeat of that. He's kind of the
I'm looking at him and I'm just saying, wow, this is just Taichi but toned the fuck down visually.
Very generic.
yeah, like Frontier as a whole.
Frontier, they were trying to recapture adventure, I think, and in kind of a weird way.
Yeah, which is fucking wild because like adventure had only ended like 3 years ago, and they're already like dipping back into that well.
Right, and like it's almost like I would almost give him like I don't know, like a B or a C. I mean, that is where we put like Daisuke and Taichi. So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you say he's better than Taichi or about on the same level as Taichi? Because Daisuke's in B, which is reasonable.
Yeah, it's in. I'm not sure because, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it. But
yeah. My first thought is D tier for Takuya because he is just like so much of a rehash of Taichi, but I haven't seen all of Frontier, so my opinions, I feel like, carry less weight here, but yeah, he did just sort of like seem like a rehash of Taichi, but just like in a worse season.
Right, and like a lot of times, like, repeating the character, it's like, we already said, like, Daisuke is like the same but better, and then it's like, if it's just the same, then it's like gonna be worse because it's in a worse season. But I would still maybe put him in C just because I think he does get like some development towards the end. He kind of has like a bit of a character journey in that, like, if I remember correctly, he's like okay. So that's why I would make him a C and not a D personally. Okay. But
I can accept that. I can go with that.
Yeah.
Also, Morg, I just realized you changed your Discord name to Yardsard.
Yeah, I sure did.
Laughing at it.
God, so good.
I sure did.
All right, so I dropped Takuya in
This is the most Sasuke character we've ever had.
He looks...
He's very Sasuke. God. He is also very Sasuke, is the thing.
That's more appropriate than you think, because Takuya's voice actor is the same person as Gomamon's voice actor, and if you recall, that means that they are also Naruto's voice actor.
That's really funny.
Truly iconic.
Same voice as Naruto.
They kind of have a Sasunaru thing going on.
Yeah, I think visually there's some interesting stuff. I like the markings on his shoes, like looking kind of bestial.
Yes, and
which Digimon does this one turn into? Because of course,
right, they turn into Digimon.
For the uninformed, in Frontier, they were like, what if we forgot the whole point of Digimon and had them turn into Digimon?
I think it's literally like Wolfmon for Koji.
Yeah, he's like the light. Come on.
He's just like a guy with wolf armor, kind of, and lightsabers.
Lobomon or whatever. He's kind of got that Garuru vibe to him, you know?
Yeah. I was going to say earlier, this looks like if Matt and Sasuke like jog rest.
Yeah, it kind of is. That's not completely wrong. Like, he's definitely less like fucking angst driven than Sasuke, but that's just because I think a lot of like he like turns away or whatever. Like Sasuke turns away, whereas like he has moments of being like, I'm emo and sad and I'm gonna try to be on my own, but then he like becomes their friend, kind of. You know, he's like, I'll do this on my own, and then he's like, actually, I'll help you out, lol.
Yeah, my take on Koji from like the early episodes of Frontier that I've seen is like, he's kind of like how I saw Takuya as the worst Tai Chi. He's just kind of like the worst Yamato. Like, he's just kind of edgy loner, but for like no discernible reason. Like with Yamato, like we understand his character and like the reason he is sort of so reserved and yeah, we know why he is the way that he is. But with Koji, he is just kind of like, Sasuke, I have to be on my own. I gotta be like the fucking cool Sigma male.
Calling him a Sigma male is very funny.
I respect that.
Yeah, I don't know if he has like more of a characterization than that. Maybe you could speak to that.
I'm not sure if I can.
Once again, I'm thinking D tier for Koji. I don't really have anything positive to say about him based on what I've seen.
I think calling him Sasuke is positive. I'd give him an extra for that.
Oh, true. So, my thing is that, like, I like that he is, like, he's, like, the edgy one. Like, when I was a kid, I thought it was cool that he was the edgy one, but he was the light one. And then, like, his brother, who ends up being nicer, ends up being, like, the dark powers one. I thought that was cool. But I think he probably is more, like, a C or D tier. Like, I think he's probably, like, it's funny because I think the two of them and, like, Koichi are, like, the best characters, and I'm still putting them in, like, C or D. And I'm like, well, it'd be like that. Yeah. So I would be okay with putting him in D, I guess.
Yeah, I'm definitely more inclined towards D.
He can be emo about it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna drop him in D then. Alright.
I like Junpei's visual design.
Yeah.
I think this is the only big Digimon character, like that's a protagonist main character.
And you know what? He sucks.
Oh no!
No,
yeah,
really?
I fucking hate this guy.
He sucks. He's bad. I know,
They squandered
it real bad.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the show is also real fat phobic with it. Like, this kid is always eating a chocolate bar. It sucks.
Oh, Jesus.
Not only that, but he's also, like, weird. He's probably the most sexist towards Izumi.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What the
every
Definitely-
single thing you say just makes it worse.
He's a real piece of shit.
And it sucks because his evolutions are so cool.
He doesn't deserve them.
His evolutions are so cool. They're bugs. Have you seen his, like, his evolution are like electric
Doesn't
bugs.
deserve them.
And that sucks.
I'm getting very mad.
And it just makes me sad because I'm like, I want more Chungi. Please.
Yeah. And also, like, if you look at his, like, actual evolution animations, like, they draw the kids in silhouette, and the animators were definitely too cowardly to actually draw a fat body, because, like, he's not fat he doesn't look like that in his evolution animations. He's just, like, sort of stocky and built. Like, he looks completely different. They were cowardly with it.
100%.
Cowards, fools.
It's a bummer. I would put him in F tier, probably.
Yeah, he's for sure F for me. I hate this guy.
And it's so sad.
F and then in parentheses, but not because we're fat.
Yeah.
But because they were.
F because we're fat positive, and this guy is shitty representation.
Press F for fat phobia.
Also, from what I remember of Izumi, it's kind of a similar situation where it's like, we're not sexist, but man, the narrative sure is.
Oh boy, let me tell you about Izumi.
Let's go, baby.
This is so upsetting because they do look cool.
Girl with a capital G.
In case you want to look at, like, some of the spirits, I put them in the host chat, like a link to.
Okay, cool.
If we put Izumi in the F tier for fat phobia, can we put, or not Izumi, if we put Junpei in the F tier for fat phobia, can we put Izumi in the G tier for girl phobia?
Girl phobia.
Yeah. F tier for feminazi.
Fuck.
Oh.
What is going on with Frontier?
But yeah, so Elvir, I wanna let me run this by you because I want to get your reaction.
Oh no. Do I want to?
Frontier is a real fucking piece of work. So you know how we were talking about Sora and how and the love triangle that she's in, and how that is just like immediately knocks a few letter grades off her character.
True. Exactly.
She's the Sora.
Yeah, what if every boy was in love with her?
Even the young one?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh.
I don't want this.
What if the only function she serves in the entire story is for the boys to protect her and be crush on her?
This one's for the fellas.
I want to fist fight this show so
Awful,
hard.
terrible.
Just want to punch an actual show.
I like her a lot better when she's fighting the girl evil spirit.
And yeah, also on top of all this, literally the worst part about Izumi is what she evolves to, because both of her evolutions are just she wears lingerie. She's fucking 11. I hate it. I hate it with my whole body.
Yeah, look them up.
They suck.
I don't think I want to.
What was our tier lower than F?
God.
G.
It's just, like, sad, because, like, I don't hate at least the human form. Like, if it was an 11-year-old, but it's just, like, very, like, whew, okay.
It's so bad. It's so gross.
And they're both, like, very human looking, whereas the second one's supposed to be, like, way more bestial. So, like, that's a huge bummer, too.
They didn't even give her a cool persona. It sucks shit.
Also, I think Digimon look the best when they look more like monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some good like humanoid ones, but man.
Yeah, we're on record on this podcast as being Holy Dramon over Ophanimon.
Right.
We know what's up.
Ophanimon's a big part of Frontier also.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course.
There's like a lot of that stuff. I would put her like unfortunately I would put her next to Junpei. Unfortunately for her.
Yeah, we should be separating those, but unfortunately we have no choice.
Just leave a space.
You can always put a blank space between the two.
Oh,
of
you
them.
know what? That's a good idea.
True.
There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't remember anything about Tomoki.
Yeah.
I think he's just child. I think that's his entire personality from what I've seen of the way people talk about him.
I love his hat.
Yeah, essentially he's just like Takeru, but worse. He's kind of like a little baby who learns up to stand up for himself and then just goes nowhere with it.
He's worse TK, but he is a cool Digimon. I like that he's a big old bear. He becomes a big bear.
His evolutions are definitely, like, the best in the series. He gets, like, a cool little teddy bear snowman, which is adorable, with a rocket launcher. And then he also gets, like, a big fucking Yeti dude with axes, which kind of whips.
Love it.
So yeah, I might go C for him, just because, like, I'm not as sour on him as I am on most of the rest of the cast.
He isn't as poisoned by the narrative.
I'm still not super fond of him, though.
Yeah, I would be fine with C or D. I'd be fine with that, just because I don't remember him that well. And if I don't remember, like, obviously I was like, oh, I was a kid when I saw a lot of this, but, like, at least I remember bits and pieces of the other guy, whereas I'm like, I don't remember shit about Tommy. What the fuck?
Yeah, I feel like I could also go C or D. What do y'all think? Based on his design alone?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else about him.
Yeah, what do you think about those fucking cool suspenders? What about that big funny hat?
Love the hat.
The hat makes him look like he's going to try to sell me newspaper in Victorian era City Square.
He would say extra extra, wouldn't he?
Extra.
Okay, maybe he gets the C for that.
Just for that. Sure, I'd be fine with that.
All right.
I feel like I'm kind of arbitrarily putting Tommy somewhere.
If you fed this child a Baja Blast, he would have an identity crisis.
Honestly, we're almost done with Frontier. Let's just finish this.
There's nothing arbitrarily about this. We're very scientific.
No, we're over here with our beakers and titrators. We're doing science. This is some precision shit.
We poured Tomoki into the Victorian era child reactive jar. Yes.
We do accurate vibe checks.
Okay. So, what do you think of Koichi? And did you watch those episodes that Austin told you to watch?
I did. I watched those episodes. I was like, and Austin was really pushing hard for Koichi. They were like, damn, S tier, best character arc.
I would not say S tier. I'm sorry, Austin.
No, sorry, Austin.
I think he's higher than some of the others, but S tier is.
I respect that they wanted Koichi to be S tier. I respect that, but unfortunately, better than his brother.
Yeah,
I do think he's better than his brother.
This design is the least interesting, though.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, his design's not as cool as his brother, though.
He looks like a background character.
Yeah.
Kind of on purpose, I think. Like, he's kind of supposed to be unassuming, but yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. I'm like, maybe is B too high?
I think I'd be okay to go as high as a B.
Yeah, B seems reasonable.
basically my take on Koichi is that, like, oh, he, like, has a clear motivation and, like, you know, sort of establishing, like, narrative for his character. Okay, I kind of get this kid and why he is the angst that he is. Okay, oh, that scene where he's, like, you know, going to meet up with his brother and then fucking eats shit on the sweet bro analogy upstairs and dies.
It's so funny. I mean, it's not because it's a child dying, but it's very funny, actually.
And Koji is like, I warned you, bro.
I warned you, bro, literally.
Yeah, but my understanding, like, past the episodes I watched, is that, like, he basically doesn't get anything beyond that. And even though I was like, okay, this is pretty okay in the moment, like, it didn't really stick with me too much. Like, even having watched them very recently, I don't really have many memories of those episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he's better than Tomoki or Kaguya, though.
I think that's why I'm like C or B, but I am also realizing a lot of it is like nostalgia for me, because he was probably one of my, like, first forays into, like, oh, a darkness energy, but they're good? I like this. So my, like, little child brain is like, yes! Make him higher!
Yeah, I think I could go with a B based on that, you know?
I could be B or yeah.
Koichi Dark Knight.
I think I'm gonna drop him in B. Alright. Pokemon and Namon.
Pokemon.
They're like a C or a D.
Yeah. This is not the Pokemon you know about.
This isn't our Pokemon.
He kind of is.
This isn't the Pokemon we love.
Don't you mean the Pokemon we loved?
Oh, I still love him.
Rude.
This is the Pokemon that appears in the yearbook before the cooler Pokemon.
The cooler Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pokemon and Namon are kind of have the burden of being, like, the only little guys in the anime, since there's no partner Digimon.
Yep.
And boy, they're not strong enough to shoulder that burden. Like,
eventually they do become, like, two dads for some other Digimon. Like, they are, like, they do end up having, like, a family of like a Patamon and I forget the other one, but maybe a Terriermon or something.
Like a Plotmon and a Lopmon.
Yeah, it was like a Lopmon. Yeah, so they have, like, they end up being, like, two dads with some unruly children. But other than that, I'm just like, you know. Pokemon's, like, the one who tells them about the other Digimon. Like, he's, like, the Angoramon. He's, like, the one that's like, I'm gonna read you a book about these Digimons.
Yeah. He's the Digi-scanner.
Like, without this Pokemon, I don't know, like, I wonder if they would have made, like, the one in Ghost game, like, this, like, professor guy, you know? So.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'm whatever. You can put them wherever you want, honestly. Yeah. Like, I'm just kind of like, I don't care.
They exist, they're there, they have a purpose.
Yeah, to me that sounds like a solid C tier. I mean, yeah, they kind of have, like, a whole comedy routine going, like, they're kind of like the funny ones, but in my opinion, at least in the sub, like, it's not that good of a bit. Like, I don't know.
Also, Emery, I noticed that you're missing a character from Frontier on this list.
Who?
The English opening theme to Frontier, which is S tier.
I haven't heard it. I couldn't tell ya. Everyone always says that one's good, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll listen to it sometime, and I never do.
I think it's good. I like it.
It pops off. I prefer it to the Japanese one, and that's, like, the only case.
I don't know the Japanese one.
The Japanese one just kind of washes over me, and I'm like, huh, okay.
I like Fire. I think it's kind of a banger.
But now I want you to listen to the dub one to be like, maybe this one's better.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll check it out after this. All right, so yeah, that wraps it up for Frontier. Boy, looking kind of dismal with the Frontier kids over here, huh?
One of them got into B.
They really did Junpei and Izumi dirty.
They sure did.
They did.
This character design deserved way better than sexist and girl.
Yep. Sexist and the girl that he is sexist towards.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
We love it. And by that I mean we hate it.
We hate it.
Did you just want to be, like, done with the tier for now, or did you want to, like...
Yeah, we don't have to get into Sabers yet. Yeah, we should...
You're gonna have to guide us through Sabers. I know nothing, except for that the first guy is gonna punch Digimon, and I do like to see that.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's a very
your
good.
first instinct when you see a scary monster.
We've got so many more to do.
Yeah, I think that the everything after this will go a bit more quickly because, like, subsequent seasons don't have as big of casts, and so
I do think you're almost you're more than halfway through now, I think.
Yeah, we are. I think that's right.
And I've been confused for 3 seasons now.
I'm hoping we finish this before Ghost Game comes back.
If you don't, that's when you just do a special episode where you finish the tier list and answer questions.
I'm so excited for Ghost Game to come back.
Yeah, that actually brings us into the good news that we should probably say. So yeah, we only have one more episode of Ghost Gayest, and then Ghost Game is returning. It starts airing again on the 17th. So that means we'll be releasing our episode the week after that.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
I'm excited for it.
I'm so excited.
It's a holiday where, after being in a hiatus, Ghost Game moved the stone aside from its tomb and rose from the dead. Easter.
I can't believe Ghost Game is Jesus.
Damn.
We've finally escaped Mummymon.
Pokemon died for our sins.
Oh my god.
Died for our sins.
Oh, can't wait for him to come back.
Pokemon died so we could see Gamamon go sicko mode.
What a hero.
So next week we're going to be talking about Digimon Tamers, and actually I wanted to ask you,
Yes!
The plan was to do episodes 6 and 18, which are just all about Ruki being gay for her furry best friend Renamon. But also I had the other 2 episodes I had planned for Tamers were episodes 21 and 24. 21 is just funny rainbow Catboy showing up, and that's very gay. But then episode 24 is much broader and more subtextual and sort of illustrates how Digimon as a whole can be sort of treated as a queerness metaphor. And since we only get to do one more of these before Ghost Game comes back, I sort of wanted to get everyone's input on which one you would be more interested in for the time being.
Probably the broad LGBT metaphor.
I would like the broader one.
What if we did, and I don't know if this makes sense chronologically or anything, but what if we did 18 and 24? Would that be weird? If it is 21, 24, that's fine. We can just skip.
Yeah, the reason I put 6 and 18 together was just because they have that more consistent through line of being is primarily about Ruki and Renamon. Then 21 and 24 are just the more miscellaneous imagery and thematic stuff. So that's how it makes sense in my head anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like we couldn't come back to the episodes that we're skipping over. Next time we have a break in the broadcast schedule. So it's not like we won't get to those, you know? I'm just wondering like what we want to do to sort of close out this little hiatus.
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense to do 24.
Yeah.
21,
Okay.
24.
Sick. Then that's what we'll do. Yeah, all right, then let's wrap it up. What are everyone's plugs? Teddy, would you like to go first?
Oh, sure. You can find me on Twitter at TheoArrives. That's it for now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm also only on Twitter, so that's at Eruviru.
You can find me at Haunting the Morgue on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can find me on my other podcasts. Departure Lounge exists, but my active podcasts are the Sonic Shuffle that we mentioned earlier, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast, as well as a Forward ReZero, which has a new episode out, and it's my ReZero Watch podcast. We talk about the OVA that sucks.
Is ReZero that series that's like a criticism of isekai?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
It's like an isekai that pretends to be straightforward and then is like, actually, fuck you.
Yep, that's a good way of putting it. And
hell yeah, I might have to check that out.
It definitely has a lot of cringe moments. I'm not like, I think you should watch it and like listen to my podcast.
What if I just listen to your podcast?
It's a good podcast.
That would be very funny, and I do that. Like, I am not gonna ever watch like Secret to Lives of Gay Fuck, that's not what it's called.
Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Thank you. I'm never gonna watch that, but I love hearing it. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I'm not going to actually watch through Kyle XY, but I sure am listening to Kyle XY.
Same.
Yeah, same.
And it's so funny because I watched a couple episodes of that as like a child, but I am not revisiting as an adult.
Nice.
I like that they're both canon bro podcast. Anyway,
Yeah. They watch it so we don't have to.
And then so the next episode after the one we just put out of like the bad OVA that's funny and bad is a guest episode. So stay tuned because you might recognize that voice if you like Kyle XY.
Yeah, speaking of the Canning brothers.
Ooh.
Oh my god, you got Matt Dallas?
Yes.
I sure did.
Damn, you got me.
I was ready for that one.
Man.
How dare you come on our podcast and be funnier than us?
Did I actually say my Twitter? I don't know.
I don't think you said Haunting the Morgue.
The Twitter is
M-O-R-G.
Haunting the Morgue, MORG. Thank you. I said the podcasts and not the Twitter. All right, now I'm done. Officially.
All right. So I'm Emery. I'm on Fur Affinity at username Space Robot. I'm doing commissions and stuff there. If you want to email me about a little commission info or to order one of those, my email for that is spacerobotart@gmail.com or hit me up on Discord, whatever. So I'm also on a podcast called Gone Will Hunting. We're really gonna try and start editing and publishing that again soon. I know I've been saying this for a while, but we are like almost finished wrapping up recording on that. We just got one more episode to do to fill in the missing episode that we lost our audio for. So yeah, once that's done, we'll definitely start working on that, and also new secret project we got in the works. Ooh. I don't want to announce anything for that until like we've actually recorded the first episode or something, but we're all pretty excited about the premise. We're all just like buzzing about this new stupid idea that we've had.
Hell yeah.
Betty. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's it for me. This is a Noisespace.xyz podcast. Hey, a lot of the shows we previously mentioned are on there.
Yeah.
So also we're on Twitter and Discord. Both are linked in the show notes. Our Twitter is DigiGhostGaze.
Also, did you say XYZ?
Did I? I meant to say XYZ.
let's hope he said XYZ. Otherwise, Matt will come for you.
Yeah, my brain is a burnt slice of toast right now.
Oh, trust me, that's what episode 31 did to me too.
Oh yeah, if you join our Discord, then you'll get to hop in on Digi Mondays and watch some of those fucking episodes of Tamers that we're talking about. And guess who's hosting that? It's Teddy.
Woohoo!
Yep. Having a good time with it. We're making decent pace through the story.
Hell yeah, it's good. Good shit. Tomorrow we're
just hang out, we watch some Digimon, it's good stuff.
Tomorrow we're gonna watch episode 12, which, like 31, is very angsty and gay, and I love it. So yeah, I think that about does it. So until next time, all you poltergeist ghouls and non-boonaries, Digimon
or the gays.
Goodbye, darlings.
And they are the gays.
True. Very true.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.